Hi everybody, here's Christian, and welcome to the Goosh!
I like it. And I want more genetic experiments. I want to know what Nintendo's going to come up with next. Oh, Dr. Kawashima's genetic experiment game. It comes with like a little USB attachment where you like insert a needle into your bloodstream and it like live decodes your DNA.
You had brain training, you had eye training, now you have tongue training.
And the next console has like Dr. Kawashima's CRISPR. And just like in a full like pod you put yourself in, you like live change your DNA.
That's great.
That's too much.
Okay, so
no, it's not enough.
It's not enough. We're still playing our Let's Play of Monster Generations, and we are now in fighting another monster, but we still discuss a little bit of the Nintendo Switch. That's why we talk about tastes and stuff like that.
Yep, it's Topple the Monarch, where we're gonna hunt as an ogre. It's from the Dejected Hunter. I suppose I'm being too harsh on myself. I'm far from the only hunter who has challenged the Zone Ogre in the frozen seaway, only to become the hunted. Why else would the monster be known as the Hunter? Still... off we go!
That sounded like a Dark Souls, Demon Souls quote. Just say.
Well, you know, my wife and others have started claiming Zelda is the Dark Souls of Nintendo.
It is.
Ooh, sick segue. Love it.
Clearly an inspiration.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The game over screen alone.
Oh, yeah. No, they knew damn well what they were doing.
Let's take those dark souls, those dank souls that everybody is into these days.
Dank as hell. I'm going to let you start, Cthulhu, and because then I'm going to get into some controversial opinions, and I want people to hear the good stuff.
Okay, by the way, like if you really don't want to hear anything about Zelda, if you want to have like this...
Cthulhu's going to stay away from spoilers. I mean, you'll stay away from major spoilers, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to discuss...
I don't even really know everything. I know, even as far as I am in the game, I have bits and pieces. I don't even have like the full
picture. Just talk about like what you would experience in that first area, and let's stay.
But wait a minute, just in case that everybody's on the same page, like we will discuss Zelda now. So if you are very sensitive to spoilers, maybe good.
So Zelda is probably my ideal open world game.
This Zelda, this Zelda,
like I have not been a fan of previous 3DS Zeldas. My favorite before this one was Link to the Past. I thought 2D was kind of like the pinnacle of it. The 3D's really just... it became too much of like platforming and stuff like that, and I really didn't like it. And this one is completely like what you would expect from open world. Like, you can literally go anywhere from the very opening of the game. Like, if you decide you really want to go and fight the final boss at the very beginning, go right ahead.
No spoilers, dude.
I'm not saying who this final
boss
is.
No, I know. They talk about that. That's fine.
Yeah.
So you can go any... like, is there like... but there must be some kind of like critical path, right?
So the way it's laid out is there is the a quest to go after the key dungeons. Mm-hmm. And then as you're going around, you pick up other like quest lines. Like, that's it. Like, there's when you start the game, you have two quests: defeat the boss, the final boss, and then like deal with these 4 dungeons, and you go from there. But they're 2 separate quests. Like, if you really want to go and fight the final boss, go right ahead. You're not gonna have a lot of good luck, but it's been great. Like, just the freedom of the game is amazing. The weapon breakage system takes a while to get used to.
So can you elaborate? Like, what does it mean? Like, the weapons break? How does that work?
Yeah, every weapon in the game has durability and will break eventually. So you always have to you're always finding new weapons to use, but they're so plentiful. Like, you will always have weapons available. It's just, you know, you might save a weapon that you found that's really strong for a certain encounter, or try and like gear up before you go do something, but you fight skeletons and their arms drop off and you can use their arms as weapons.
You can beat them with their own arms like a Wookiee?
Yeah.
You sure can.
The other thing you can do
is pretty fun.
The other fun thing you can do with them is, so skeletons are like one hit, they fall apart, and their head rolls around on the ground, and you can grab their head and just run around with their head, watching their bodies chase you. You can kick their heads at each other, or if you throw a head off of a really deep cliff, it'll just kill the skeleton.
That's a good idea.
The world interacts the way you would expect. Like if you're carrying like a flaming weapon through a patch of grass, it's gonna catch on fire.
Yes.
When you shoot lightning at water, it does a discharge effect in the water. It's like the world makes sense.
Like there's consistent physics that govern the world.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like a physics simulation, but more of like there's rules in this world that's
right.
apply.
You're right. Enemies will learn from attacks.
Ooh, what?
So if you are dropping bombs and like running away from people and dropping bombs, eventually the enemies become smart to it and will just kick the bomb back at you.
That's amazing.
There's a funny animated GIF of that.
Yeah.
You played yourself, Link.
Yeah. There are some mini bosses in the world that like you'll use one tactic to do damage to them, and then midway through the fight they're like, wait, and they'll start blocking that attack.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
Yeah, so like the world feels alive. And it's huge.
How huge is it?
Very large.
Very large.
How long will it take to cross it? What do you think?
On foot?
Yeah.
30 to 45 minutes, maybe? Longer?
Maybe longer.
So we'd say something like a Fallout 3 size?
It's big.
A large... Yeah, I would say...
and the world is much more interesting than Fallout 3, that's for damn
sure.
There's more diversity probably in it.
There's stuff
it's just
all
prettier
over the
to look
place.
at. I mean, Fallout 3, you've got a wasteland.
Yeah.
And a wasteland.
And a lot more varied terrains. You know, there's like... deserts and volcanoes and mountains and water areas and swamps, and there's stuff all over the place.
I thought he was running away.
But yeah, it takes a very... So you start pretty central on the map, and I would say it probably took me going off on like some small minor side quest stuff, but I started making my way towards one of the edges for one of the quests, and it was probably a good half hour just to get to like one edge of the map. And that was not just casually walking. That was like using cliffs to glide and go all over the place as fast as I could, or getting on a horse and running through it. And it still took like half an hour.
It's amazing.
It's huge. The map is just huge.
And so there is like there is a rough outline, like a critical quest, so to speak, but you pick up a lot of sub quests along the way. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
And even things that aren't necessarily labeled sub quests. Usually, if you're going somewhere, there's something to do.
Yeah.
You're going to find something, and there's all the ingredients and stuff like that you can find and turn into meals or potions.
Yeah,
you can cook meals there, right?
Yeah. It's very much an open world survival style game. Like you are gathering good ingredients, you're cooking things, your weapons are breaking, you're scavenging new weapons, you're trying to find armors and stuff, and you're trying to find warp points essentially with various little mini dungeons, which there's like 120 of them across the map. So like there's always something to find, and that doesn't even include like the little like encounter areas where, you know, some of the enemies have set up like mini bases with treasure chests, or you know, there's a cool weapon hitting on top of this one little puzzle area or this platform section that you have to you can go through to try and get to. And
so wait a minute. So how does the breakage work of the weapon? So you pick up this cool weapon and you fight for a long time to get this weapon, then you have it, and then it breaks and it's gone forever.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
There are some weapons that you like there is one weapon where after there's a place I can go to just talk to somebody to get another one if it breaks. There's another place that like you can make certain kinds of weapons at for resources and money. So it's
there's a way to get them back somehow,
right?
To rebuy them,
right.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
And so it's very interesting. And then the other thing, like, when there's weather, which is cool. It can be rainy, and if it happens to be a thunderstorm and you're running around with like metal armor or a metal sword out, you're gonna get struck by lightning. So like you have to pay attention to what you're doing in the game because the environment has a huge effect on you.
Can your metal armor rust?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't have like that kind of decay, so.
That sounds. I didn't really have this on my radar, but now, like, people are so excited about this, so I'm kind of like very tempted. It's on Switch, but it's also on Wii U, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and all reviews say that you're not really doing yourself a disservice by playing it on the Wii U. You're getting a close enough experience to the Switch that even on a TV with it blown up at 720p, like you're fine. Like, don't worry about it. Just play it like that.
Very tempted by this.
Although,
but there's so much in my life right now.
Well, time for the clickbait, because for the next episode, I'm going to say why Zelda may not be a 10 out of 10. Controversial.
Dun, dun, dun.
Controversial.
Controversial, contrary opinion.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it.
Tune in for the controversy next time around. Wish you good luck and good hunt. Dun, dun, dun. I like it. I like that there's multiple opinions. That's good journalism.
Turn that poison meat into a well-done steak. Squatty Potty!